All right. Welcome to episode 3 of the Young Old Heads podcast. It's Ben Thompson.
It's your boy Jay Fair.
And it's your boy Uncle Jerry.
We'll be hopping in today, James, first.
Everybody know what it is. NFL topics, Super Bowl recap. I'm going to let the biggest Patriots fan go first. My man, Ben. Go ahead.
Okay, let me, say I told him I had to talk my piece because it's only 3 episodes in. We had the college football national championship. We've had the Super Bowl. I'm 2-0. You know what I'm saying? So you need to believe me. I know what I'm saying. These other 2 guys are lames. It's the Ben Old Head podcast to begin with. But anyway, yeah. But I tried to tell them the Patriots gonna win. I told them Clemson was gonna win. They ain't believe me. But Tom Brady is the greatest player to ever put on a football helmet ever. You know what I'm saying? He proved it. They were down 28-3 with less than 3 minutes left in the third quarter. In the back of head, everyone thought the game was over, but you always had that feeling like, I don't know. It's not another player on earth that'll give you that feeling but Tom Brady. And it's not another player on earth that could ever come back at the quarterback position in a game like Tom Brady did. You down 20 points like that, only Tom could do it. Peyton never do it. A-Rod, no. Tom, that's it. Joe Montana wouldn't even do it. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I had to speak my piece.
Are you finished? Are you finished? Or are you done? You done?
That was Ben Thompson's talking his shit piece.
Okay. All right.
You done?
So,
okay. He finally done. Okay. I wasn't listening.
All right.
Go ahead, Uncle Jerry.
Are we really gonna break down the Super Bowl? Okay. All right. We're gonna break down the Super Bowl. I'm gonna start off by saying I feel really bad for the Falcons fans. As a Packers fan, that reminded me so much of that NFC Championship game from a couple years ago that I will not remember, and I erased from my memory, and giving up that lead with 6 minutes to go in the game, and Russell Wilson taking his team to the Super Bowl. But they were who we thought we were. I will say this, though. And a lot of people are going to jump on me about this, and Ben's not going to want to hear this, but I will say that the New England Patriots defense held the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL. And what some people said was the best offense in NFL history if they would have won the Super Bowl, better than the greatest show on turf, to 21 points. I said 21 points because to pick 6, I'm not going to hold the defense against that. So they held that offense, all those weapons, Julio, the 2 running backs, Sanu, all of those guys to 21 points. So Peyton Manning, Tom Brady he played his game. It was an awesome game. We probably never see that again. James, but I'm gonna point the finger to other people. James White broke the Super Bowl receptions record as a running back. As a running back, 14 receptions. Martellus Bennett was sneaky good there. Arguably the best catch we've ever seen in NFL history. So the man played a great game. I'm not taking that away from him, and I won't take that away from him. But he had other pieces there.
Good points, Jerry. All right, now it's my turn. Tom Brady deserves all the credit that he's getting.
Mm-hmm.
But please do not forget the defense. It was 28-3, and they buckled down and made stops. It wasn't all Tom Brady. It wasn't like they scored, start kicking onside kicks, and the defense never touched the field again.
Mm-hmm.
So for all the Brady fans, then we hating and all that just because we give him the defense credit.
Yeah.
No, we're just saying it was a team effort. It takes a team effort to win rings. And you're gonna hear that later in my rant. Let me get to my next topic. We let you have your rant already, Ben. Okay. You got out your system. But yeah, man, the Patriots were excellent overall. That's the greatest comeback ever in Super Bowl history.
The best team won. The best team won.
Congrats to the New England Patriots.
Yeah, congrats to the Patriots.
Nothing else I can say really about the game, but congrats to them. And the next topic, let's move right into it. It's Tom Brady's legacy. So Ben, you're his biggest fan. You're number 1 in this fan club. I know you might go to the White House with him. I heard. I'll let you go first, bro.
Okay. Anyway, but he's got 5 rings. No other quarterback in NFL history can say they've ever done that. He's been to 7 Super Bowls. He's 5-2. He's only lost to one team in the Super Bowl. I mean, and he's literally 2 catches away from having 7 rings. He's David Tyree, lucky catch from winning that one, and he's a Wes Welker drop from winning that other Super Bowl. So, I mean, there's nothing else you could say. He is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he's the best football player in NFL history. I mean, as far as stats, wins, rings, he's got it all. He checks off every box you could list to say who will be the greatest ever. I mean, he checks off every box.
Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you your argument. Great points. But why is rings always the first? And I know we're gonna bring up some contention.
Well, I'm a rant. Go ahead,
Why are rings always the biggest thing? Because no, hold on. And I'm going to phrase this together. And this is in another sport, but when you bring up the rings argument with LeBron, people say it's not all about rings. When we bring up the rings argument about Brady, it's all about rings. So I just want to know
it was about rings with LeBron. People were getting on LeBron's back because he hadn't won. Now he's got 3 rings, and now people consider him the greatest of all time, next to Jordan.
Next to. Okay,
that's not no shame to be the second best player ever in your sport.
Can I jump in right quick?
Go, James. I just wanted to set the stage.
For me, it's just like that's why I hate comparing football and basketball. Because basketball, the best player on the floor plays offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
In football, a quarterback plays one phase.
Mm-hmm.
You got the defense with other phase and the special teams. So when it comes to the rings, it's a collective effort. That's why when I go for like who's the best quarterback, I look strictly at stats, numbers, yardage, touchdown passes, all that, because you can't control your defense. Like Drew Brees can't control how bad the New Orleans Saints defense is.
Yeah. And
if you give Drew Brees a good defense, this man probably going down as one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
He is.
If rings are still like, you know what I'm saying, justified as that.
But that's the thing. I think that Drew Brees is one of the best quarterbacks that this league has ever had. I think now he's not. I'm not going to say he's on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks in the NFL and things like that. But
top 7. That's pretty good.
But Drew Brees is one of the best quarterbacks this league has had, and I think just sometimes in the ring argument we lose a little bit of what that person does for the league, because Dan Marino is one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. John Elway is one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. There are guys there that maybe only won 1 or 2 rings, or maybe didn't win any at all. Brett Favre is one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. He's the first man to win 3 MVPs in a row from the quarterback position. So, and he threw 80 million interceptions.
Yeah, he's not even the best quarterback in his team's history. So I mean, go ahead and move that aside. I love Brett Favre, but Aaron Rodgers is a better player. So,
Aaron Rodgers is the best, but you can't penalize Brett Favre for a franchise.
I penalize Brett Favre for throwing so many interceptions. Brett Favre is probably my second all-time favorite quarterback.
Brett Favre is one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, Benjamin.
Okay, I just said he was my second favorite NFL quarterback, so I don't even know why you needed to say that. Anyway, I mean, I love Brett Favre, but he still throws too many interceptions. He threw too many picks, too many turnovers for me to like sit here and say I would put him as the best quarterback of all time. No, Aaron Rodgers will be better than Brett Favre. He is better than Brett Favre. But I mean, that's why Tom Brady is the best, because low interceptions, high touchdown ratio, a lot of yards, and wins and rings. I mean, I love Drew Brees, but I mean, you got to think how many of those yards and touchdowns did he have in garbage time? A lot.
You can't take that. You can't take that away from Drew Brees.
We can't penalize quarterbacks.
What do we?
Like, we can't penalize quarterbacks having terrible defenses.
So we're
just like Brady had. Go ahead, Jerry.
So we're gonna go in stats and be like, oh well, these stats don't count, and this half doesn't count, and this drive doesn't count, and that drive. What? How are we doing that?
I mean, you got to put context to stats. That's why Blake Bortles looked so good last year, because he put up a bunch of stats in garbage time. You get to this year, and he didn't have that garbage time. And
nobody ever said Blake Bortles was good.
No one ever said Blake Bortles was good. Did you not read all the articles talking about him this shit. Don't say
that was horrible. Anybody that ever thought Blake Bortles was a legitimate quarterback in the NFL is horrible.
Article right now that had Blake Bortles a top 12 quarterback.
And I'm not attacking you for that, Ben. I'm attacking them for their stupidity.
Yeah. Well, their stupidity was reading stats. How you are? They didn't get into context.
Okay. No, we're not. Like,
you got to go into context.
This is what we're saying, man. But this is the only thing we're saying. We're saying the way me and Jerry thinking, like, we look at the best quarterback, we look at his numbers. No quarterback control what your defense does. No quarterback can do that. What your special teams does. So we can't give Tom Brady the benefit because he always had a great defense. He had a top 10 defense. 13 out of 16 seasons he's played for the Patriots.
Okay.
So we can't sit here and criticize these other quarterbacks for having terrible quarterbacks. Terrible defenses. Excuse me.
Okay, but my argument, but Ben, no, talk about that. If you're gonna say
go,
then
go ahead.
What quarterback are you putting above Tom Brady?
No, only thing I'm saying, I'm agreeing. If you come to me with a stats argument and purely that Tom Brady's the greatest, okay, I can agree with that. My thing is, my only argument is I hate the ring thing. When people say he has 5 rings and that's it.
Yeah, that's what we're getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
We're not sitting here arguing like, no, Tom Brady,
he's definitely not.
I feel like it's always a discussion.
Yeah,
because in the game of football, no quarterback control how their defense plays. That's my thing.
Yeah,
like we're not sitting here saying like, no, Tom Brady, no.
We're talking about quarterbacks. We're not even talking about defense. So.
No, but football is a team.
The rings.
We're not talking about freaking track.
Okay.
No, we're saying when it comes to quarterbacks, why is always this how many rings he had?
Yeah, that's all.
It takes a defense and a special team as well to earn that rings, and it shows every year.
I would not argue with people that said that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback in NFL history. When you look at stats, I wouldn't argue with people with that. But all I hear is, for some people, I hear is, 5 rings, and then we just stop. That's the only problem I had. That's all.
Okay.
All right, let's go to this Twitter poll that my man Ben put up.
Mm-hmm.
Could you still support the team from here on out if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan after last night's Super Bowl loss?
Absolutely.
58% say yes, 7% say no, 23% say have to give it some time, and 12% say hell no.
I couldn't do it. I mean, that was the worst loss in not even football. That was the worst loss in the history of professional sports.
Well, my thing is this. I cannot leave my team now, and I already gave you this example, Ben. But Ben, we know you're a Jaguars fan, but you're a Tom Brady fan, and we know you're a Jaguars fan. For all the losing seasons that the Jaguars have put you through, if you wanted to switch teams, I wouldn't necessarily say I agree with you switching teams, but that is something that you can do because you didn't. If Browns fans wanted to switch teams, that's a little different. But your team went to the Super Bowl and got beat by what y'all say is the best quarterback in NFL history. Some people said the best person to ever put on a football helmet in history. The thousands of players that have ever played. Y'all said this man is the absolute best. And you lose to him? Why? I just can't see. I mean, the way you lost was horrible. Yes, you feel bad.
That's what it's about. That's why I'm saying you should jump ship.
You can't leave your team after that. You got to have some loyalty.
Stats on teams that were up X amount of points.
Yes, Ben, we know. Ben, but Ben, that's not the argument. I'm just making the argument that you got to have more loyalty to your team than that. If you was really riding with your team,
they got to have a game plan. That was terrible.
If you were really riding with your team, you can't give up your team after that.
So I gotta get fired.
now we want to talk about stuff like that. That's different.
Yeah, went to the Super Bowl, but you lose when you up 28-3.
Man, look,
3 minutes left in the third quarter.
You gotta ride with your team, man. Like, look at me. I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan, man. 5 straight L's. I'm still here. Who they? I'm always gonna be there.
Ben, didn't you wear a Jalen Ramsey jersey a couple weeks ago? When the last time the Jaguars went 500? You still riding with them, right? But you still with them, though, right?
The Jaguars are like a bunch of small hurts stacked on small hurts, stacked on small hurts. I'm talking about watching your heart. Like, let's break down things that night. Some went to bed, like some were drunk, happy, went to bed.
Yeah.
Said, I'm waking up tomorrow, we lit. And you know what they woke up to? They probably thought they died. Like, they thought they died. Like, this ain't real life. Now imagine that. Like, that ain't like, that's it.
You gotta ride with
it. That in a movie because it wouldn't be believable. That was the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It was sickening, but you gotta ride with your team.
Wait, time out. Moment of silence for Matthew Farmer.
Okay.
That's messed up. But let's wrap it up. Let's move to college basketball.
All right, so it's big time rivalry week. Kansas and Kansas State played last night. That man Frank Mason should win Player of the Year. If he doesn't, I am personally storming the Wooden Award headquarters myself. But big time rivalry week, Thursday night, prime time, Battle of Tobacco Road. One of our commentators here is a big time fan, and I know he's got something to say about that game on Friday night. So we're gonna start it off with him, and then we'll talk about rivalries.
Hey, look, y'all better pray for UNC because Grayson Allen going for 30 points.
He gonna trip somebody.
He gonna trip somebody, and he gonna trip somebody. Look, man, let's just keep it real. UNC is little bro of this rivalry.
Okay,
and as simple as that. Duke, man, we gonna show out. UNC still hurt from Chris Jenkins hitting that buzzer beater national championship. They still shook up. They still got the Jordan face. It's on. We don't got nothing else to say. Any UNC fans watching, hear this, put your bread up. I'm confident. Y'all struggle with Duke. Y'all let Austin Rivers beat y'all with a buzzer beater. And that team wasn't really all that. Y'all let Austin Rivers take your heart. It's on. It's on. This is the best rivalry in college sports, and we're going to see it on Thursday.
Ben, you got any comments?
I mean, I don't know. Call me biased because college basketball is trash. But
you watch NBA with LeBron traveling his ass off.
Yeah, LeBron took like 8 steps.
Anyway, Michigan versus Ohio State to me is it's just tops. I mean, when that week rolls around, everything is Michigan versus Ohio State. I mean, they hate each other for really no reason, but to me, that's the biggest rivalry. Because I mean, it's nice college basketball, but at the end of the day, they're gonna see each other again. Ohio State, Michigan, it's that one game. They ain't gonna see each other no more. It's one game a year, so it's just so much build, so much hype for one game. And I mean, it's nice because it's one game. Even college basketball, you can split it, and it's like, okay, who really won this year? We split. But I mean, Ohio State, Michigan, it's like, hey, we got the bragging rights for a whole year, 365 days. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
That's fair enough. Fair. I see that argument. I don't know. I of course am indifferent. I'm biased towards football, but obviously I think I have to go with Duke Carolina being the best rivalry in college sports. There's just nothing like it. I think the proximity of the two schools make a difference. Carolina being Carolina the way it is, just itself, the state, big time basketball playing down there. You got people that legitimately hate each other, family members, co-workers, just over having that Duke Carolina. I hope it's a great game Thursday night. I think if Carolina gets in transition a lot, Duke has shown they could struggle, and they've been struggling on that defensive end of basketball. Coach K is back, though. I think Duke is really searching for an identity. I know I picked them to make it to the Final Four. I still don't think that's out of the question if they find that, but I'm excited for Thursday night. I think it's going to be action-packed. Right after that, then you got Oregon and Washington playing. So I think Thursday night's going to be a big-time college basketball night, especially with that kid Lonzo Ball out there at UCLA. He's absolutely dominating and changing the game. So definitely Duke UNC gets my vote. Ohio State, Michigan is a close second. Then I think Auburn, Alabama is really underrated, especially because Auburn has been up and down as far as football wise. But when both of those teams were really in the top, I think Auburn, Alabama football was definitely right up there with the rest of those big time rivalries.
Okay. Well, I guess we're moving on to NBA now.
Yeah.
All right. Big talk about the past week or so was LeBron's comments on Charles Barkley. Barkley had something to say about how he felt about LeBron always asking for new players to add talent to the team. Barkley thought LeBron wasn't being competitive. He said he's not competitive, and LeBron took it personally and threw some heat.
Yeah.
Heat.
Yeah.
At Chuck. So what y'all think about that? You think LeBron was wrong? You think it was right on? What y'all think?
It was. I'll start. It was a tad personal. It was a tad personal, but he dug up some stuff about Chuck that was a tad personal. Like I said, I mean, some people don't like the personal stuff that he threw out there about Chuck and what Chuck brought up. I actually thought Chuck had a pretty decent response after that initial kind of like melee of words that was a little more heated, that Chuck calmed down a little bit about it and gave a much better answer, a little bit more along the lines of what he should have said at first. But I mean, as long as you have guys that commentate that used to play and you have guys that are playing now, you always gonna have these little things flare up. I think it was in line. Bron felt that he was being personally attacked, and he answered. Was his answer a little more personal than maybe I personally cared for? Maybe a tad, but I don't see. I can't fault the man for stepping up when he feels somebody's infringing upon his character. I mean, I can't. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan in the world. Some people have even labeled me a LeBron hater. Yeah. But I can't blame the man for stepping up when somebody calls you out. You got to be a man. Some things go above sports, and that was one of those things.
To me, I don't think LeBron was wrong at all, because LeBron is the most criticized athlete in this era.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since his early Cleveland days, people want him to be just like Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Then he makes a decision, goes to the Miami Heat. He's scrutinized no matter what he does. And it's been 14 years, and this guy finally lashed out. It's been 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give him some leeway, because he's been holding it in. He's been a nice guy. He's always a good person off the court. But I'm going to give him some slack. Charles Barkley is not a good dude. Let's just be honest. TNT, he has that TNT job just for entertainment.
We talking professionally or personally now? We talking. Oh, okay.
Charles Barkley is not a good analyst at all.
Okay.
He's entertaining. He's an entertainer.
Okay.
He's there for just laugh at him.
Yeah.
Memes, all that. TNT knows that it's great marketing for them.
Yeah, it is.
But if you just sit here and just like critique him, he's terrible. But I don't see nothing wrong with Bron said.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck always comes at every athlete a little personal sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, LeBron went to the extreme, but it is what it is.
Yeah. He went extreme personal, but like I said, I can't fault the man for. I mean, you feel like your character being attacked, you're gonna say something.
Yeah. I think it was fair. I mean, it's one thing you can call Bron out for asking for more competition, because I mean I understand that, but it's like, come on, dog. You want to call LeBron James not competitive? I mean, come on now, that only makes sense.
Yeah.
The only person I can say that's more competitive than Bron would be Jordan, and that's like splitting hairs, honestly. But and also some of the things Chuck said, talking about him trying to build his team up. At the end of Chuck's career, he tried to join the super team. So it's like everyone does that. I don't understand why people think it's a new thing in the NBA where these guys are making super teams. That's been happening forever. The whole Lakers super team. I mean, even the Bulls when Jordan was on it, adding Rodman, trying to make a super team. That's what the NBA is. You take as much talent. You want the best talent on your team because that's the best chance you get to win. It's been happening forever. I mean, it's nothing new. I guess since everyone sees LeBron as a superhuman, they don't think he should do it. But it's been happening since the beginning of the NBA, so it's nothing new.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But next NBA topic we got right now it was some talk in the news talking about Cavaliers or LeBron actually wanted Melo for Kevin Love in the trade, which I don't think was true at all. But how do y'all think about a Melo for Love trade? Think it's stupid or what?
Don't do it.
Why?
You just won a championship. You don't want to mess it up, especially with Kevin Love. Like, it's going to take time to get chemistry with Melo. He's going to have to be a big part of that offense in that team. So no, it's just like starting over again. Don't like it. Why?
My biggest thing is, what does Melo bring? Like, what does he add? What does he add?
He doesn't add anything. He takes away.
If you're subtracting Kevin Love. Now, if you could get Melo and keep K-Love, yeah, I mean, obviously.
The only thing Melo does better is creating his own shot. But that's it.
That's because he has to have the ball in his hand. Like, he ain't gonna know how to work when he got to work on Braun feeding him. Like, I think it works good in theory. Like, they love each other, they best friends and all.
Yeah.
They on that court together trying to win a championship.
No,
that ain't gonna work. Like, no, sir.
It's just I don't see what he adds. I just don't see what he adds that in order to give up a guy that helped you win a championship. And the chemistry you
had. K-Love was stroking.
Yeah,
like, and the only reason they won that game, not even off Kevin Love's points, was the pass he made.
The passes, yeah. I mean, I don't
perfect. Like, that was better than the shot.
Yeah, I just don't see what he adds other than, I mean, it's just people want to see it. I mean, some people chirp about it because it's big names, and I mean, you can imagine if you put big names on the same team and what would happen there. But it just doesn't add anything for me. I don't think how. First, I don't see how it works chemistry wise, but I don't think it, and I don't think Melo fits their offense whatsoever. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, please do not make that trade.
I mean, but if Cleveland was to make a trade, like, who do y'all think will be a good guy to pick up? Like, if you had to say some backup point guard, like a Deron Williams, y'all think if you put Deron on the bench, have him coming off, you think he'd be pretty solid for him? Do you think they need another piece to win a championship, or are they good with just when they had Culver coming? You think they could win one right now, or they need somebody else?
I agree with what you said. They need Deron Williams because he comes in and brings that playmaking ability. He's a big point guard that could take the smaller point guards, beat them up in the post, wear them down. He can come in and run the offense, veteran point. So because you have Amon Shumpert coming in as a backup point guard when Kyrie takes a rest or Braun wants to be off the ball, and that's not a good recipe for success.
Nah, Shump's not really a point.
Shump needs to be a two guard.
Yeah, Shump needs to play off the ball. Yeah, what you say, Ben?
Shumpert's trash. Like, I'm gonna say he's trash.
He's a good role player, man.
Yeah.
And he's an okay role player, but I'm glad you said Deron Williams, Ben, because that was a name that that immediately came to my mind is somebody like a Deron Williams coming off the bench, somebody that's going to be a veteran face. So you're not gonna have to worry about any of those locker room issues, anything like that. Deron Williams gonna come in and he's gonna get in where he fits in and then just goes and just go to work. So. Other than that, I really don't see where else they really have any holes. I mean, people are semi overreacting to Cleveland, I think, in my mind, because they still have the best team in the East. And when you have the best team in the East, you can make the finals. So, and when you make the finals, you got a chance to win it all. So I mean, and you got LeBron James on your team. Losing a few games here, they're getting a spurt where you're doing well and then doing bad. That's something different. But I mean, they are a legitimate title contender, and then it's just that simple.
I've been hearing a lot of talks recently about. I mean, every year we talk about DeMarcus Cousins maybe getting traded, but it's been a lot of talked recently about maybe him going to the Suns.
Yeah.
DeMarcus, Booker, Bledsoe. I mean, you think they're gonna be trash or maybe playoff? You see with that?
Well, supposedly Divock said Boogie's not going anywhere. I mean, that's what he said to the press, to the media. But I actually think Boogie would fit in Phoenix. I think Phoenix is maybe one player away from being right there. They got a young nucleus of players. If they can just stay healthy, injuries killed them last year. So if they can just stay healthy, I think Phoenix is that one player away, especially a post guy.
What about you, Fool?
Yeah, I think it's time to get rid of him. I think it's time to trade him because I don't see DeMarcus Cousins signing back if he wants to win. Because it's like this, he goes into work knowing he can bully the front office. He talks to the media however he wants, and for him. So I feel like he just needs to change in scenery, a new front office, new people in his life to get him going on the right track. Because he has the talent. Like, he's one of the best big men in the NBA. I just think it's time for him to move on from Sacramento and for Sacramento to cash out and get some draft picks and start over.
Yeah. It would be a smart move by Sacramento. I don't know if they'll make that decision though, because ultimately, a lot of times what happens in front offices is they'll go down and they'll sit in there and they're like, okay, we trade Boogie. Boogie's really the face of our franchise right now. Boogie put people in the stands, so we trade him. Then yes, we get draft picks, but who are people coming to see? And it just gets to one of those things.
Honestly, are people coming to watch Kings games anyway though? Like you want to show up to watch Boogie get a tech out by the end of the third quarter? Like,
I mean, Boogie has fans. Boogie has fans, but one more tech and he's done for a game. I think I heard last night. He's at 15 already.
All right, a lot of that's my boy. Kind of call him like a mini Bron, maybe. But anyway, Andrew Wiggins, he's been having a pretty good year, but it's kind of been overshadowed by Karl Anthony Towns and just a lot of other superstars. But who do you think is the next guy up? Like, we got the LeBrons, the Kevin Durant's, Curry's, Westbrooks, all those guys. But when they're done and starting to get old, who's the next guy you think is going to really carry the league? We got Wiggins, Booker. I mean, I'm talking guards. It's going to be bigs for days with Embiid and Cat. But outside of Wiggins and Booker, I mean, are there any really guards that can really do it?
There's no guards I see right now. I was kind of big on D'Angelo Russell, but he got to like clean up, like immature, like his maturity for me.
Yeah, he's way too young.
Because he has the talent. He can be the next best thing the Lakers have if he cleans up the off the court stuff.
Yeah,
I think Luke Walton is getting him on track, but Booker's been balling, man, for Phoenix. Like, that kid really like surprised me. Like, if he can keep that going, and his work ethic is crazy because he trains with Cat, so we'll see how far it can take him. But those are two I'm kind of on that can really take the next step if they continue.
What are they missing? Right, I mean, because you got Wiggins and Cat both giving you 20 plus a game, but it's like they're just missing something. And even they got Zach giving you a lot.
They're young,
but producing them.
I mean, yeah, they're producing, but what I meant by saying is they're young is sometimes it takes a young team to learn how to win, like a while to get in a consistent basis of learning how to close out games. And I think one prime example of that this year is the Wizards. The Wizards is a prime example of that for me because the Wizards are still that same young team they have. They've had that same core of players, but this year they're learning how to kind of close out those games and how not to just be there at the end, but finish their game and get to the finish line and win those games. So I just think it's a aspect of getting into an aspect of saying, okay, I'm learning how to win games and just consistently doing that. But they're right there. I think they're poised to make that next step. It's hard being in the conference that they're in because of those teams out there. And we don't see Golden State going anywhere. Don't see that Popovich going anywhere. So I mean, it's going to be tough. But they're right there. I think they're ready to make that step.
I think they need to get rid of Ricky Rubio, because if you think about it, you draft Chris Dunn, and I feel like he stunned his development, because Chris Dunn can be something special if you give him the minutes, if you give him the time, you know what I'm saying, on the court, because Ricky Rubio's coming in and basically guzzling up the minutes. I think it's time to move on from him.
Who's taking Rubio? Do you trade him as the backup point guard to the Cavs?
I don't know, man.
Can the Cavs take his contract? I mean, he makes $13.5.
Oh shit!
Are they gonna pay the luxury tax? I mean, can they pay the luxury tax though? Can the Cavs?
I mean, they're paying the highest luxury tax anyway, so
yeah.
Cleveland does have some bench players. Like Channing Frye makes like $8 or $9 million.
Yeah, Channing Frye.
Shumpert has like $10 million on his contract. Yeah, so it can happen, but it'd be a stretch.
You might trade Rubio for Shumpert and some picks. Because they don't need Shumpert. Like, they don't need Shumpert.
Yeah.
You think?
I mean, Shumpert doesn't bring a lot. I'm just thinking like long term. Like, yes, I agree that Shumpert is not great. I agree with you there. But do I give up Shumpert and knowing what he can do, and just hypothetically speaking, take a Ricky Rubio and not know? It's because I'm just thinking playoffs time. Like, I know Shump is going to be that he's had that type of experience. He's made a couple shots here and there. And then do I give that up for somebody who doesn't, who hasn't had that type of experience? That's all. Yeah, it wasn't a I like Shumpert type moment by any stretch of imagination. No, he's trash. But I just don't know if that's the right move for him.
Well, you talked about the Wizards a couple minutes ago. I mean, they had a crazy game last night with the Cavs.
Yeah.
Do you think they're legit finals appearance or Eastern Conference guys? What do you think? You think they can really get there?
Eastern Conference Finals, yeah. I think they can get there.
Yeah.
The only thing about that, they have to be a 2 or 3 seed.
Yeah.
I think they're at 3 right now. It's just about staying there, so you can face the Boston Celtics in the semifinals to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's all about them getting the 3 or 2 seed, and they'll be fine. They can play the Cavs in Eastern Conference Finals easily.
Easily, I mean, Game 7. Like, I don't know if they got Game 7 in them, bro.
Nah.
Nah. In the conference finals, nah. I mean, they can make it go 6. I think they have the talent to win, especially how they play in the Verizon Center. I know the Cavs just broke up that 17-game win streak, but they play well at home, and I think that they can do enough to get 1, maybe 2 at home and make it go 6 games. But I really don't. I don't think there's a team in the East that can make the Cavs go 7. Not in the East. And I don't know. And just to compare that with what's out West, I don't know if there's a team other than the Spurs that can make that team out West go 7 games.
You take the Cavs out of the picture. I mean, you take the Cavs out. Who are your 2 teams you think are battling the Eastern Conference Finals and would be in the finals? Like, forget the Cavaliers. Who are the guys? Is it Raptors, Wizards, or somebody else?
I say Boston and Toronto.
Ooh,
I can see that.
Yeah,
I think the Raptors, DeRozan and Lowry mesh well together. And their role players do play well around the stars, so I can see them there. And I think the Celtics, man, Isaiah Thomas is balling.
I think Brad Stevens has to be Coach of the Year in the East so far. I mean, what he's done with what up there in Boston, I think he's definitely he just knows which buttons to push. I think he's part of the reason why Isaiah's playing so great this year. I think they just have that chemistry as a coach and as a point guard who's the coach out there on the floor. They just have that smooth chemistry and I like the Raptors as well. I think that DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, when healthy, I know DeRozan's been battling injuries a little bit, but when healthy, they're the 2 best teams in the East.
Okay.
Wizards are close though. The Wizards are really close. I know we got some Wizards fans that watch. I'm not discounting the Wizards. The Wizards are really close. I'm gonna have to go with the Raptors and the Celtics.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up. Well, not wrap up, but on the NBA topics, we're gonna wrap up with the last question. Who do you think is the best point guard in the East? It's really down to Kyle Lowry, John Wall, and that's about it.
Whoa, what?
Nope.
You not know the man that wears the number 2 jersey?
No man from Cleveland. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Kyrie Irving. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, Kyrie's easily the best point guard in the East to me. I know I'm biased. I'm a Duke guy. But man, like nobody can stop him, man. He's the best. He got the best layup package in the league, bro. Are you ask Steph?
Defense ever.
Ask Steph Curry.
Bro, I'm not gonna ask Steph because Kevin Love grabbed Steph on a game-winning shot. I'm not asking.
On what possession?
It don't matter. I tuned into like the last 10 minutes.
The best point guard in the West sometimes. That's what some people say. Kyrie locked them up. He showed man-to-man. Kyrie outplayed Steph Curry in the finals.
Steph ain't ever played well in the finals, so I mean, I don't know about that one. Steph don't play well in the finals. You can check the stats on that. Jerry.
Okay. Best point guard in the East, Kyrie Irving, hands down. John Wall has impressed me a lot this year. I will say John Wall has impressed me a lot. Had the opportunity to see him Saturday night in the Verizon Center. He impressed me a lot. He might be the fastest person in the league with the basketball, but I don't think he's at Kyrie's level yet. I think his shot needs to get a little bit more consistent to be at Kyrie's level.
If you break it down, that's the only thing Kyrie has a better thing. He has a better shot. Handles, they're pretty similar. Passing, Wall's way better. And defense, Wall's way better. So the only thing Kyrie does is shoot.
Well, Kyrie Irving doesn't play great defense at any point. So
I'm saying, Wall is better than Kyrie Irving at two of the three things you do. Defense.
So you telling me
passing.
If you had one point guard to pick in the East, you taking John Wall over Kyrie Irving?
He does a lot more. He plays defense and he passes. And he
will take a broke jumper like John Wall and be satisfied with that.
Look, Kyrie.
John Wall can't shoot to save his life. Come on now.
All Kyrie can do is shoot. He can't pass and he can't.
Kyrie. People were all over Steph Curry. This man, Kyrie, locked him. Him on the other end because he was scared. He went to go check Iman Shumpert. So don't give me that. Kyrie is way better offensively than John Wall. When Kyrie wants to play defense, he strapped down the untouchable Steph.
So Kyrie plays better defense than Wall. Yes or no?
We never gonna see John Wall check Steph. You know why? He can't get past Kyrie Irving. He's not gonna get past Kyrie.
He can't get past LeBron. Let's get that right.
Point guard versus point guard.
Yeah, we talking point guards here, but unless we get surprised this year, John Wall.
If I'm Kyrie, I'm sagging off John Wall. What you gonna do? If you can't get to the rim, you gotta shoot that broke jumper. You're gonna miss.
Yeah, he can't shoot.
He gonna take it straight to the rack.
That's why you gonna back up and play defense.
John Wall gonna blow past Kyrie like he did all game, score in the lane, and if he can't get to the lane, pass it.
Man, John Wall treated that game like a playoff game. Because John Wall still got something to prove out there. Kyrie know what's up come playoff time. Nobody wants to see that man come June or May. Nobody wants to see him.
Fair enough. All right, well, that's it for the NBA topics. I think Jerry wants to talk about the last thing right here, right there.
Yeah. I want to address some of the talk that I've been seeing, reading, and hearing about people who are attacking Martellus Bennett and Devin McCourty for them saying they are turning down their visit to the White House as a part of winning the Super Bowl. First things first, I will say that if you are going to attack someone for exercising their First Amendment rights, you're a coward. That's a coward move. It's their option to go to the Super Bowl, to go to the White House after winning the Super Bowl. Devin McCourty said he doesn't feel the White House represents him. He said what a lot of Americans right now say and feel. And Tom Brady didn't go 3 years ago. Did we attack Tom Brady for choosing that? And Tom Brady probably had some idea of an excuse. I don't care that Tom Brady didn't go. Tom Brady is a man. He has a right not to go. He didn't go to the White House as a part of winning the Super Bowl. More people have decided not to go to the White House as a part of winning the Super Bowl. So now we're going to attack these two guys who made their decision and said they don't want to go. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's hypocrisy by many people. And I'm tired of the media controlling what a lot of people think about this idea, because is it a privilege and an honor to go to be invited to the White House? Yes, it is. I get that. It's the White House. You're going to see the president. Blase. But for someone to attack someone for not going is absolutely ridiculous. And it just doesn't help anyone. So to anybody that wants to attack people just because they choose to have a right and exercise their right, I just wanted to address that, because I feel like a lot of people, that's been a hotbed topic. Some people been, bringing it up, and how I feel about things, and just speaking on things, and I'll end on this. I'll end on this. I have never in my life seen so many people who seek to be oppressed. Never in my life have I seen so many people that seek to be oppressed. And if you really want to know how Martellus Bennett feels, check what he tweeted out today. He had a whole thread about things, and it was absolutely golden. And I'll be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Bennett brothers in general, but after reading that thread today, I absolutely am a Martellus Bennett fan, and I'll stand by him in anything that he chooses to do, as long as it's productive and positive and making a difference for people around the world, including him and his family. And that's all I got to say on that.
Better preach, Uncle Jerry. Better preach.
How you feel about it, James? How you feel about players skipping out on it, though?
Man, I'm gonna say this. You can go back and look. It's multiple players in different sports that didn't go because Obama was in the White House. NHL, MLB, NFL, some in the NBA. It doesn't matter. Like, to me, like, people didn't go to the White House because Obama said racist comments, talked about women like they were just a piece of meat. It was just because their political views, and I respect that. That's fine. But with Donald Trump, like, people have every right to not go, just like they had the right not to go when Obama was in office. It's just a big deal so people can get retweets. Try to slam black people saying, oh, y'all being sensitive about the issue that you don't know nothing about. White people don't know anything about being discriminated, or your parents having that talk with you as a black kid saying, look, you can't go everywhere. You can't go to every neighborhood because people going to look at you differently. It never been followed around stores. Never been described. If I'm wearing a jersey, you a thug. But if a white guy wear a jersey, he's a fan. You never had to experience that. And they just want to feel oppressed, like Jerry said. And that's why I stand behind McCourty or Martellus Bennett. Exercise your right. And it's probably going to be more. Imagine if Cleveland wins or Golden State. Steve Kerr has been outspoken about it. And you don't think some of his players may not go? So it's not a big thing to me. It is what it is.
I mean, I'm with all y'all. I mean, I think it's blown out of proportion. I mean, Tom Brady didn't go when Obama was president. I mean, I love Tom. I mean, I guess he didn't go because he's a Republican or whatever. He didn't agree with him, but that's based on party. That's a party choice or whatever. With Donald Trump, it's not even about parties. It's not about Democrats, Republicans. It's about dictator in morality. I mean, if you're a person of color, part of the LGBT community, or if you're just of a different religion in general, a guy like Donald Trump just he scares you. He scares you. Everything about him, he scares you. So you winning this ultimate goal of your career, of your sport, your love, the thing you've been waiting for your whole life, you won that. So it's no need to save face and go to the White House to see someone who's against everything you may or may not believe in. Just to say you did it, I mean, there's no reason for that. Because at the end of the day, you won what you wanted. You got your trophy. Now, to make a decision like that, to go to the White House, someone who agrees with things that you completely think aren't right or moral, there's no reason to go. So, I mean, a guy like Martellus Bennett, I respect the hell out of him for that. And, I mean, I think more players need to do that. I mean, it's not right. If you don't believe in it moral-wise, rights-wise, whatever, you shouldn't go. I mean, you shouldn't just do it to do it. You shouldn't just do it to say you were there so it wouldn't be a controversy or whatever. You just shouldn't do it. If you don't think it's right, if you don't agree with things he's doing, which you shouldn't really, then don't go. And I think all players have the right to not go, and it shouldn't be a story if they don't go.
True that.
It's that simple. That was really the main thing that rubbed me the wrong way, is that people are now they're clowning Martellus Bennett and Devin McCourty, and they're trying to dig up things on their past and talk bad about them just for exercising a right that they think that everybody else has. They just are planning on declining the invitation, and then they have that right, and I think everybody has that right. So that's the only problem I had with it.
You know, on a lighter note,
Yeah,
I just want to say I'm rocking this Percy Harvin jersey because last podcast I won the 757 versus 804 debate, so it's only right for me to wear a 757 legend jersey on the podcast. And that's all I got to say.
You won that debate?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
I think Jerry was known saying the neutral party, and I think he said I won, man. I came with facts. I came with trolls.
Yeah, come with facts. Whatever. I'm not doing this right now. I'm not doing this.
Stop it.
We're not gonna renegotiate that one, Ben. We're not gonna re-argue that argument.
Twitter poll on if Jerry needs to wear a new hat. I mean,
okay.
Also,
that's his trademark, man.
Not wearing hoodies, because
actually, I don't have a hoodie on.
That's not a hoodie.
That's stylish. That's stylish. It's not a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? I don't got sleeves on it. You know what I mean? It's something comfortable, man.
Hey, shout out to Chamberlain Packers, 2001 rec league champions. You know what I'm saying? Who did it for the league?
That was probably
2001. Y'all, I do like y'all name though, the Packers. That's a great team. Great name for a team.
It was okay. Y'all got any parting shots y'all need to say?
Just want to say we love all the fans. And
thank everybody for watching, man. We really appreciate it.
Tuning in, share, support, retweet on Twitter, vote in the Twitter polls. Give us a shout out every now and then.
Hey, if you got any feedback, you know what I'm saying, critiques, we'll take it all. I know Boosh, you gave us a critique the other week when I saw you, but we take all critiques, all feedbacks. Just tell us what we need to do, and we're trying to get better. This is a growing thing. We're trying to grow this brand out, and just thank y'all for watching and being here with us. So this is Young Old Heads Podcast, episode 3, signing out. Ben Thompson.
Jay Fair.
And your boy, Uncle Jerry.
Thank y'all for tuning in.